Bad news, everyone. Noah's phone's out of battery, so it can't go off during this episode.
I'm thankful about that, if we're being honest. Like, that was a shot that I deserved.
Yeah. Welcome to the Mailbag episode.
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Mail. The bag of mails.
Bag of... not mails, it's just mail. It's not a bag full of men.
Very true. Very true.
We've been hyping this episode up for a couple weeks now. And it's finally time. You've sent in many questions. And we're happy. We're going to tackle as many as we can. If we don't get to your question this week, we promise we'll get to it eventually. So
the hype is real.
The hype is real.
Hype is real.
Yeah,
it's more anticipated than Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I would absolutely say
the tension's palpable.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was trying to remember that. Who? What's that? Screw you, Ryan Reynolds. Damn it, that would have been so much funnier if I'd said that right after Deadpool 2.
Yeah, it would have been.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't. That was rough.
Let's
start the episode.
Episode 5. If you're new to the show, remember to follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @DBuddiesPod. Follow our Facebook page, Drinking Buddies Podcast. If you haven't done either of those two things, you're probably unaware that we have a Spotify account now, where we've curated a definitive list.
Oh, look at that, a vocabulary.
Yeah, a definitive playlist.
Instead of just cussing the whole time, like we usually do.
Curated... I'm not going to say it. Curated list of all the obscure bands. We're throwing in 5 or so songs from every band each week. We'll update it every week. So definitely check that out if you're interested in a quick place to listen to the music we've recommended on the show. Mm-hmm. Guest next week.
Get excited.
It's happening.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. We're pretty excited.
He or she
is
going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be our spring break spectacular episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so the Thursday of spring break, if you're flying home or back to Portland or wherever, you have some in-flight listening.
You're welcome.
In-flight entertainment with our guest, and I think it's going to be pretty good.
Absolutely.
So, I guess
let's just dive into
without further ado, let's ask some questions. So, we got one surprise question.
I am terrified.
And it was for Noah. Naturally.
What else would happen?
It's from listener Jake.
Of course it is.
From Oakland. He asks, Noah specifically, what is the most awkward time... The question is... Jake, I don't know if he reads at a 3rd grade level. But this is the question. I'm going to read it exactly as he wrote it. What is the most awkward time in your life? Was it in high school? He wrote HS. Hashtag bangers.
Hashtag bangers.
That's the full question.
Like, is that question meant for like a specific moment? Or
I guess.
Or like a broad, like, kind of layer of my life.
So let's dig into this. It says, was it in high school? So is that... I feel like that means a specific moment because...
I felt like that meant a phase. Well, I got both. I got a little bit of both.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
That's most...
I'm going to kind of... Beginning part of high school, I had flow like no other. Like my redhead locks.
Okay, hold on. Pause the show. We have not discussed the fact that your co-host Noah had dreadlocks for a part of his life.
No, not dreadlocks.
Cornrows.
Cornrows. And that was not my most awkward. That was my most proud moment.
But continue.
Okay, so, yeah, the cornrows were badass. And don't tell me otherwise, because they were.
All right.
But, regrettably, from, like, 7th grade to, like, maybe beginning of sophomore year, I can't really remember completely, I had really long hair. And when I say long, it was long, but it didn't look long, because it's just bunched up. It's a little bit. Did like you have a ginger fro? A little bit.
Ginger fro.
But it kind of went more sideways than anything. It was bad. It was really bad.
Oh man, I'm disappointed you got rid of that. To be honest,
Yeah, I'll show you a picture sometime. It's ugly.
Yeah,
Noah's not good looking.
Noah's redheaded. He's real redheaded.
And my hair's thick and it gets really bunchy.
An alternative name for this show, actually, before we started, was Miss Bauer Presents Red and Brown. So, because he's redheaded, I'm Mexican. So
I think you get why we did not choose that.
We
name.
chose. It wasn't very marketable.
No,
we didn't feel
wasn't.
like our many sponsors would enjoy such a concept.
Absolutely. But back to the most awkward part.
Yeah.
So with the flowing locks of red hair that were not flowing, but really just knots, I at one point for a 2-week period in the summer after my freshman year of high school, I got really into fedoras.
No.
Yeah, I wish that were a joke.
No.
Now, very 13, 14-year-old Noah, tons of acne, horrible hair, and a fedora. Imagine that.
I'm picturing something.
Oh, you don't want to. I appreciate that question, but I don't at all. I did not want to say
So
that.
was that in high school? I'm sorry. If
That was the beginning part of high school.
beginning of high school. Okay. So the answer to the second part of the question is sorta.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you, listener Jake.
That was awful. Next question.
Next question.
This is from listener Isaiah,
Uh-huh.
who claims to be our number one fan.
He's when we reference our number one fan, we're talking about Isaiah
Yeah.
because he's a self-proclaimed number one fan. I think he's a number one fan of you. He's not a number one fan of me.
No, he's called you out. Better teammate, T.O. or Ocho Cinco?
So for me, this is easy because only one of those guys should be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's T.O.
Yeah. What? What? No.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say. Yeah, no, I think it's T.O. He was better. Chad Ochocinco was good for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
He really cemented his place as one of the all-time greats when he spiked the football on the star.
You love to bring that up, you son of a bitch, don't you? Oh, you bastard.
But in all seriousness, like...
Alright, this episode's over. Just cancel it. Turn off the computer.
You know, they're both divas, but T.O. is, should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So I think he's easier to put up with.
I agree with that. Yeah, okay, he's better, so he's easier to put up with.
Yeah.
I was a little bit split on this question.
Yeah.
T.O., self-proclaimed hardcore, diehard Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
And he did horrible for Tony Romo. I think he really fucked with Romo in the beginning part of his career. But he's the better teammate because of the clip of him crying, saying, "That's my quarterback."
Yeah.
That gets me pumped.
Just go on YouTube and type in "that's my quarterback" and "that's my teammate."
Yeah.
That's my choice for this question. That's what I'm saying about.
Exactly. But that interview just sealed it over. Yeah. Definite Hall of Famer. If you listen to somebody who says he's not a Hall of Famer, stop listening to that person. That person's an idiot.
Yeah. All right, next question from listener Isaiah. You're gonna notice a pattern here. Favorite member of Migos?
Yes, this is a difficult question for me.
Can you name any member of Migos?
I have never heard of Migos.
They're a hot new trap hip hop threesome out of Atlanta.
That sounds like the. Really?
Yeah.
How does my very white skinny cousin know of that band, musician?
They're pretty. They're pretty. They're a thing now.
Yeah, he should only know one musician out of Atlanta, and that's Frico, my other cousin.
Oh. There you go. My pick for this is Quavo, and it's Quavo because before this show, in preparation for this question, I took a quiz online of which member of Migos are you, and I got Quavo. So Quavo is my favorite member of Migos because I am Quavo.
We prepare for this show.
Yeah.
All right, next question from listener Heart Rebecca.
Heart Rebecca.
If Eric could be Noah for one day and Noah could be Eric for one day, what would you both do? I feel like there's a much easier way to frame that question, but okay. I'm going to let you start.
If I was you for one day. See, like the way you approach a question like this is what are things that you can do that I can't, and I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what they are. Yeah, we're kind of in similar situations in our lives.
Yeah. Take your time. We're only on live air.
I know. I'm trying to think. This is a tough one. I don't know. I'd probably like commit some petty crimes and get away with it because I'm white. That's my answer.
Oh, too true.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really have a response to that because you're right. You're completely right.
Yeah.
If I were you, I don't know. I'd probably just do the same exact thing I do. Like
we do
we're
similar
very
things
similar
on a
people.
day-to-day basis.
We do similar things.
Yeah.
I don't know if my life would change all that much.
It would. Yeah.
Your bed is more comfortable than mine, so probably sleep longer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My bed is super. It's like not too soft, not too like it like cushions you, but like doesn't sink you in. You know, mine sinks in.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah,
that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right.
Just sleep.
Sleep's final answer. This one's from listener Taylor. This one, the first part, she didn't say it was for you, but the first part kind of is. Please elaborate as to why Robert California is remotely funny.
Yeah, no, I'll take care of this one right now. Let's just get this
okay,
over with.
there's a second question.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the second question.
Okay, well.
If you don't think Robert California is funny, I think your humor is just a little bit lower. No. He's just so like pretentious and arrogant.
Yeah.
I find it hysterical, and he's just so like. He's not even a person, you know. He's kind of just like. I don't think he thinks of himself as. He thinks of himself as like a god or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find him hysterical. Michael got old after a while from The Office. That's who Robert California's from. For those who haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just so over the top, and he's a great actor. What's his? I can't remember who plays him. He's a successful actor. He's famous. Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna come out with more fire, but I ran out of steam pretty quickly.
All right, I could tell. All right, and the second part of listener Taylor's question is, what are your top 3 conspiracy theories? Would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Right.
I'll take this one. Number 3 is the fact that we faked the moon landing. I just find it hysterical.
Yeah.
And that's all I have on that one. Number 2 is the Denver airport video.
You're quite a big fan of that.
I think we talked about this the very first episode.
We haven't gotten to. We might have talked about this. Yeah.
It is so fucking terrifying. Just Google Denver airport conspiracy theory. It shows like they built part of an airport and then completely buried it and then built something on top of it.
Yeah.
Because that's like gonna be the rooms that people are tortured in or some shit. I can't remember completely.
Yeah. No, that's actually true though. Yeah, they ran behind schedule because they built buildings like incorrectly or in the wrong place, and instead of just knocking them down and starting over, they just buried them and built over on top of them.
The murals that were there
still there.
I thought they got rid of a couple.
A couple, but one of them is still there, and I take a picture and send it to people every time I walk by it because it's hilarious.
It's terrifying, not hilarious.
No, it's pretty damn funny.
Okay, so my number 1 is the Earth is flat conspiracy theory.
Oh,
just because how do you believe that?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Kyrie Irving, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh boy,
man, that is just I don't know what to say to that.
Just I wish I were that like passionate or gullible. Because if you're that gullible, you must really like love everything in life, right?
Or just be afraid of everything.
Oh, that too. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So that's my top 3.
Yeah. All right. My top 3 conspiracy theories. Number 3 is that Stevie Wonder can see. We talked about this in episode 1. I just think it's hilarious. I love that one. Number 2, it's the moon landing, but it's specifically that Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing.
Yeah.
I don't know how people know this, but like apparently people are looking for subtle references in Kubrick's movies that he like directed the moon landing. Like there's little things in The Shining and that people point to and say like they're like clues that he's planting that he directed the moon landing. So I think that's pretty funny.
That's pretty great.
And then number 1 is Courtney Cobain had Kurt Cobain murdered. This one's my number 1 because it's 100% true. It's not a conspiracy theory at all. You can go to, I think it's justiceforkurt.com. No, it's basically the idea that she hired a hitman to take out Kurt.
We've talked about this. We thoroughly believe it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think we've talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not on the show.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It's, there's some stuff, man, where, I mean, she ended up with his whole empire. Everything. And,
it's questionable. That's all we're saying.
There's definitely, like, reasons to believe that she was not liking, because she's in Hole.
Yeah.
In that band. There's reasons to believe she wasn't totally thrilled with him kind of overshining her fame with Nirvana. So, yeah. And, like, there's things in the Suicide Note that don't quite match up.
Yeah.
Also, he killed, like, the weapon was a rifle, which, I mean, shooting yourself in the head with a rifle, I mean,
that's lame.
Just think about the logistics of that. That's not a super easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Yeah, those are my top 3 conspiracy theories.
All right. Next question is from listener Isaiah. Surprise, surprise. What celebrity / athlete would you like to accompany in a zombie apocalypse?
Mine, the first one that comes to my head is The Rock.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like he'd be strong enough and agile enough to protect me, but he'd also be, just oddly nurturing. And that's something that I really value in an apocalyptic companion.
You won this one. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I wish I could change mine, but I'm not going to. Wow, that's a good one. I have 2 that was to kind of cop out for 2 different reasons.
Yeah.
Number 1 is LeBron James.
Okay.
Best athlete in the world.
Right.
He could absolutely defend myself.
Yeah.
But he also seems like he is a good person, so I think he wouldn't backstab me.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's why I didn't choose like another great athlete that is a shitty person.
Jordan would feed you to the zombies.
He would sacrifice me.
Yeah.
Even if it wouldn't even affect anything, he would just do it for the fun of it.
Kobe would do the same thing. Yeah.
And then the other route I went is Amy Adams because I love her. And we'd both die.
Almost immediately.
But the almost part would be sweet because I would be spending it with Amy Adams.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fair.
That's my answer.
Fair and reasonable. Next question. This is from listener Squank. Who would win in a fight between you two? #prove it. #GayBuddiesPod.
I thoroughly believe I would win in a fight.
I think you would too, honestly. It depends. If we were like really pissed at each other, I think you would. Because like I've seen this man play enough intramural sports to be afraid of him if he's really angry. like if a call doesn't go our way in an intramural soccer game, this man looks like he's gonna hurt someone. I can't imagine if he was actually mad at me.
Junior year, I remember I was playing goalie and they made a bad call, and I yelled, "What the fuck, ref?"
I remember.
Thank God she did not hear that.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad. I did feel guilty about that.
After how long though?
Once the game was over.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a horrible call.
You still remember it?
It was an awful call. It was clearly out on the other team.
I think Noah's just so petty that he would just use that. He'd channel his pettiness into just rage and
you're not wrong.
Energy and yeah.
You're not wrong.
That's why I feel I would have to concede that fight. I think.
Yeah.
Just because Noah's just blind rage.
All right. So this question is from Anonymous, and they are asking for a couple London stories.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, when Noah and I really met, we really met in London.
Yeah.
We studied abroad. We kind of knew each other through mutual friends, and because you can choose to pick your roommate or roommate with a rando, we decided because we knew each other.
Friends.
Yeah,
met once.
Yeah, it'd be easier to just room with someone you kind of know. So we did that, and that's where we kind of became friends.
That's the birth of drinking buddies.
Really, that you can if you had to pinpoint one moment, it was London. So
it was me walking into Jude and Martin's.
Yeah.
House.
They're our homestay.
So hungry.
Homestay.
So tired.
Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be my first story. I
don't know your story. I'm just kind of scared.
I'm not gonna be too embarrassed. We're gonna talk. We could do an entire episode on London.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna there'll be episodes revealed or stories revealed later.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start right from the beginning. Noah and I sort of intentionally picked to land around the same time. Yeah, we did it on purpose because we had to take the tube. Like we just got to a foreign country and we knew we had to take the tube to a certain point. And our homestay family were gonna pick us up from the tube stop because we were kind of, it was all new. You just traveled on a 9 or yours was 12 or whatever hour flight. You're in a world you've never been before. We didn't really have cell phone communication. So we came up with the genius plan to land around like within an hour of each other, and
we did.
We did do that.
Yeah.
And we were gonna meet up at the airport and travel together to get picked up by our homestay family. We did not consider the scale of Heathrow International Airport and consider the fact that there are more than one terminals, and those terminals may or may not have been connected.
They weren't.
They were not connected. So I ended up in Terminal 1, you were in Terminal like 3 or something like that. And there's a train between the different terminals. Again, we didn't have cell phone communication. We're in a foreign country, so and we didn't have, I think you ended up getting like a burner phone. I got like an international SIM card, but I didn't set it up right away.
Yeah.
So
and like I landed before you, I think.
I don't remember who.
I was supposed to.
You may have landed after.
I think I was supposed to land before.
But we still landed within an hour. Like,
yeah.
We were pretty close, and it should have been fine if there was one terminal.
Yeah.
But we weren't. We didn't think that far ahead. So I waited at my terminal, and I kind of figured out that the airline. He told me what flight he was on, so I knew the airline. Landed at a different terminal. So I had a decision to make. I had to decide whether to wait and see if he figured out that we were at different terminals and come to me, or I go to him. So I took matters into my own hands. I took the train to his terminal and looked around for a good amount of time, and he simply was nowhere to be found. I ended up just saying fuck it, and I took the tube. I figured out the tube. I figured out the place. I guess I did set up my phone because I called Jude and Mart, and they picked me up from the tube stop.
Yeah.
I got home before you, and within 20 minutes, they picked you up.
Was it really that close?
It was that close.
I didn't realize that.
I just got there, yeah.
Yeah.
I
thought you were there for a few hours.
It was at most an hour, but I recall correctly, it was less. It was more like 20 to 40 minutes.
I remember because I did the same thing. I went to your
so that's
terminal.
what we found out, is that we both decided to take matters into our own hands and go to the other person's terminal.
More of the story, just let life come to you.
We probably crossed each other on trains.
We had to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember going there, and I remember eventually I gave up. It took a very long time.
I spent a good amount of time at the airport. Because for the time I landed and got there, it was a good few hours. And it's because I was waiting, and then I went to the other terminal and waited. Yeah. And I had to figure out how to get to the other terminal.
And that was the whole deal.
That wasn't as simple as you would think.
You think it'd be simple, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Heathrow, goddamn that airport.
It's pretty sweet going out though. They had the fancy baggage claim stuff. Yeah.
But I remember just I was starving, and I just resented you for not. For some reason, I just assumed I would meet you there.
We never talked about it, though.
We never talked about it. Yeah, we didn't. We learned, kind of. We'll see. If we're ever in that scenario again.
No, we get it down next time. I have confidence. But yeah.
That was a long day.
That was a long day. Yeah. And we had class the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
They thank God they only made us stay for an hour. But yeah.
All right. So my story, it was a month left in London, and me and this one guy, Garrett, were going to for some reason we had to go a special it was a open mic poetry thing or a play thing. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But it was just me and this one guy, Garrett, who I didn't know terribly well, and we go to this kind of rough part of London to see this thing we had to for class, and we go to KFC, which is actually my first time ever eating at KFC.
Was in London.
And my only time.
First and last.
First and last, and reasons you will know soon. I was eating. We were eating at like a kind of like a long table. We're on the same side of each other, kind of eating quietly. I don't know the guy too well. We're just kind of just eating, and a couple like 3 or 4 like maybe 16, 17-year-old black guys walk in, just acting like normal teenagers, kind of loud, but like every other teenage group, kind of annoying, you know. And this guy, like the person I'm with, the guy I'm in the program with, is like, God, fucking N-word. I'm not going to say that on the radio right now. That would be bad.
That's the line we do not cross.
Yeah, that is the line. That is the line. He said fucking blank. And I'm stunned. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? He's like, they're so...
That doesn't happen in L.A.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
He's like, these blank are so loud. And I'm just sitting there pretending I didn't hear him. Even though he's talking at full volume. So those teenagers probably did hear him.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting, eating my KFC. Just minding my own business, pretending he didn't say those things.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to respond. I didn't know. I of course I'm not gonna say yeah. I'm not gonna like agree with him because he's being terribly racist. But like, I don't want like I felt too awkward to shut him down because and I know it should have in the retrospect, but it was so awkward.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Do you want to go into any more stories, or do you want to shelve the rest?
Let's shelve the rest for now.
All right, I think we have some good ones. So,
yeah.
But those are some starter stories.
Yeah, absolutely, a little teaser.
Yeah, a little teaser. I think we're just gonna move straight into fuck this thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's one question from a loyal listener that we didn't get to, but I think this is a topic we could spend quite a long time on.
Yeah.
The question. So we'll do that at another episode, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off fuck this thing. Mine are just the weather apps on phones.
Oh,
for many reasons. Before I get into how they're wrong, I just want to talk about how they're all different. The one on my phone, I have an Android phone, is completely different from the iPhone one. So, like, all my other housemates have iPhones, and they'll be like, oh, you see it's gonna snow on Friday? And I'll be like, no, because my phone doesn't say that. So it's just kind of, that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Anyway. Then, they're never right. So what's even the point of checking?
Yeah.
The forecast for these past couple weeks have been just like constant rain, and it hasn't rained once yet.
It's been very rainless lately.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, my fuck this thing is weather apps. Fuck that thing.
Fuck that thing. I had one, but I'm going to change it because you reminded me of something.
Yeah.
So it's very similar. It's about app base.
Yeah.
So I used to have an iPhone, and then I recently made the switch Android.
Yeah.
Which overwhelmingly I'm glad I did. But iPhone had this cool app, like the health app, and it counts every step you take throughout the day, which I really enjoyed, like checking, hey, I hit 10,000 steps a day.
You feel good about yourself?
I felt so good about myself. Yeah. Android does not have that, and I have not been able to find an app that does it as well. Like, some you have to, like, turn on.
I'm surprised they don't have one that's that good.
Some are just terribly, like, obviously I didn't take that many steps, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, fuck that thing.
Yeah, fuck that thing. Yeah, no, I was, like, when I used to have an iPhone back in the day, and the jump to Android was, like, you know how when you see movie reviews and they're mostly positive? Yeah. That's how I feel about the switch to Android, because there's always a few things that...
You wish you had.
Yeah. Really, it's just iMessage. If there was a better way to do group messages on Android, it wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And then, there's some apps that aren't as good.
Yeah.
You got Obscure Band this week?
I do have an Obscure Band.
All right.
The name is Little Willies. I chose them exclusively because they're Norah Jones country band, and I've been listening a ton to Norah Jones lately. The band itself is really good. Their first album, I can tell you what, they have 2 albums out. The first one I thought was fantastic. Second one's all right. I'm not a huge country fan, but I love... I'm really enjoying this band. I love Norah Jones.
Yeah.
Her voice is so great.
Yeah.
And she's so goddamn talented.
Mm-hmm.
She can do jazz. She can do pop. She's incredible at country. She's fantastic.
Yeah. No, one of the things with country is I've always been kind of a country hater.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
I've been trying to come off that. Because there's certain, like, folk country is pretty... There's
a little old school. Like
yeah.
Willie Nelson.
Johnny Cash.
John Denver.
John Denver has some good stuff.
Nora Jones when she goes country.
Yeah. I will say, like, that Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, right.
He's pretty good. And so when you actually told me to listen to him, because I heard about him because he was all over the Grammys and stuff, and people were like, "Oh, there's this country singer who's really good," and in my mind, I'm like, "Please,
please."
But when you said to listen to him, I did, and he's actually pretty good.
That album is fantastic.
Yeah, no, he's good. Because I always view country the same way I view like death metal, which is like if you listen to enough of it, you're bound to find some good art in there. But no one has the time or patience or determination to actually do that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Sturgill, I was surprisingly impressed.
I view country as pop music, like today's country is pop music with cowboy boots, an American flag, and a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
it's just like all of the major pop country music. I feel is just pop music hiding behind the country brand. Which if you like
it's
that,
a brand.
Fine.
It's not. No, there's no problem if you like. I don't dislike you if you listen to country.
Just admit it's pop
music. When I was more of a music snob, I did.
Yeah.
But no, I just can't get into it. It's just there's no. I'm gonna sound snobbish, but there's no artistic value behind it. It's a brand.
It's a brand. Yeah, no, it's a brand, and it's essentially pop music. The popular country that I've listened, I've heard is pop music.
Yeah, well, we should differentiate that. Yeah,
but like the other country music, that's like Nora Jones and the other ones we've
Johnny Cash. Listed. I like Johnny Cash.
I really enjoy that country music. It's kind of got the focus vibe, acoustic, really solid music. Check out Little Willie's. They do a lot of they're all cover songs, but they're all really good, and her voice is beautiful.
All right.
And that's a great way to end the podcast.
I think that is. Check out next week our super special Spring Break Spectacular with a guest.
Dun dun dun!
Guy or girl.
Guy or
girl.
Have not spoiled that yet.
Yeah, check us out. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page. If this playlist and the obscure bands we've recommended interest you, check out our Spotify account. Our username is Drinking Buddies Podcast. No spaces. And you'll see it on our Twitter and Facebook page. So, with that, have a good week, everybody.
Have a great week. Bitch.
Keeping it fresh.